Welcome to day 66. Today is a workout day. It is workout 1A. And keep in mind, we are in week number 10 now, so we only have a couple more times to beat those numbers in workout 1A. So get in there and get that progressive overload done. Since today is a workout day, I wanted to go over an exercise. We actually have gone over this exercise briefly in one of the earlier videos, and I had a question on it. Somebody reached out to me and they asked why I prefer machine laterals to dumbbell laterals. And there's several reasons for this that I'll go over real quick, then we'll dive in and I'll actually show you the exercise and explain more in detail what I mean. But the first reason is it eliminates momentum. So the seated machine lateral that I'm going to demonstrate here is my absolute favorite exercise for building up the sides of the shoulders and those shoulder caps. And because you are seated and you have a chest pad to lean into, it eliminates momentum that oftentimes finds its way, even by accident, on the dumbbell side laterals, where it's easy to get a little body language in there just to get heavier weight up. So it allows you to kill momentum and control the movement that much better. A machine also provides much more even and constant tension on the shoulder throughout the range of motion. With a dumbbell, gravity is pulling straight down the entire time. So when your arms are to your sides, there's very little resistance on the dumbbell or on your shoulders. It's not until you get about halfway up that there really starts to be a good contraction and resistance on the side of your shoulders, and then that peaks out when your arms are parallel to the ground. And again, as you lower back down to the sides, once you get about halfway down, you start getting less and less tension on the shoulders. A machine solves this problem because the way it's designed, you actually have tension starting at the bottom of the movement, as you'll see here in just a second. So all the way through the entire range of motion, you have tension on the shoulder and resistance pushing against that muscle group. Lastly, it really allows you to focus on slowing down and feeling every inch of the negative portion of the repetition. If you've ever tried to do this with dumbbell side laterals, you'll realize that you have to go very light in order to do a 3 or 4 second negative on the repetition. We want to be able to progressively overload. We want to be able to go heavier, and the machine allows me to do this while maximizing time under tension and control of the movement that I would lose very quickly by trying to jump up 5 or 10 pounds at a time with the dumbbells. So with all that being said, let's jump into the exercise and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we have a video of me actually performing the exercise. So the first point I went over, keeping yourself stable and minimizing momentum. You can see here, because I am seated on the machine and my chest is up against a pad, it keeps my body very still and very stable so I can focus on moving the weight solely with the contraction of my shoulders. This eliminates any hips, glutes, hamstrings, and back swinging from coming into play just to allow me to move more weight. Even if you focus with the dumbbells on minimizing movement, it's still easy for it to accidentally come into play. Now the second point, and that was controlling the movement, really comes into play with the machine on the negative portion. You'll notice I'm exploding up, I hold for a second at the top, and then I try and go about twice as long on the way down as on the way up. Now I do this with most exercises, but the advantage of using the machine with this is the dumbbells are very difficult to pause at the top and really go slow on the negative unless you're using very light weight. Since the whole premise of this trainer is progressive overload and either increasing repetitions or weight each workout, you would tap out very fast on the dumbbells, as you have to jump up 5 pounds at a time in most gyms. This becomes very unrealistic to hold perfect form and be able to pause at the top and control the negative on the repetitions as the dumbbells get heavier. The other advantage to the machine that I haven't touched on yet is it allows me to go one arm at a time. Now you can do this with the dumbbells, but I feel better equipped with the machine to do this, and it really allows me to focus on one shoulder at a time so I can focus maximally on the contraction and control of the movement. When you're doing both arms at the same time, it is a little bit harder to really focus on isolating the muscle than when you're able to focus your entire brain on just one side of the body. You'll also notice at the end here that I use a couple partial repetitions just to go fully to failure in a safe manner. Now with the dumbbells, partial repetitions don't keep tension as well on the shoulder, especially if you're using the same weight as you were with the laterals. But watch here, I'm able to use partial repetitions once I fully fatigue the full range of motion to completely exhaust the shoulders, and I don't have to change the weight to be able to fatigue with the partials. So I hope you found that video helpful, and I hope that answers your question on why I prefer the machines to the dumbbells when it comes to side laterals. Now, I'm by no means saying that dumbbell side laterals are a bad thing, and depending on your training split, you can alternate between the two exercises or even include both in the same workout, as I would with a traditional split where you might have a shoulder day. Now, with this workout split that we have on the 12-week muscle building trainer, obviously that's not the way that's laid out, and the machine allows for much better progressive overload and focus, which is what we're targeting to get the maximal gains and results in the shortest amount of time. And the results have been speaking for themselves. My shoulders have blown up over the past 10 weeks, and a couple of my clients are doing this trainer with me, and they are saying the same thing, noticing added development and major gains in their shoulder area. So if you have any other questions like this, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, or you can DM me on Instagram or reach out to me via email. I absolutely love responding to your questions like this, and am happy to help any way I can. So it is a workout day. Get in the gym, crush it, and I will see you for tomorrow's video.